Hi, everyone. Welcome to this second session focused on Google Ads. I'm excited to be here today. My name is Janua Islam, and I will be walking through the content that will help you grow your business. Before we deep dive into the topics of today, let's start on the macro level. Let's start with AI, because we believe that AI is one of the most profound technologies humanity is working on today. It's a huge shift on the scale of technological revolutions like the internet or mobile. There is a lot of enthusiasm, but also lots of questions about what that means for you and your business. However, Google has been ready for this shift, and we're here for you. Because remember, when the internet brought the world online, we were there to connect the people with each other, with the information they needed, and with brands and businesses around the world. And when the world moved to mobile, we made it possible to reach people in their I want to go, I want to do, and I want to buy moments. Now we have arrived at the next big shift with AI. So Google is not new to this field, as our pioneering AI research and development have brought the world so many features we now take for granted, like Smart Compose in Google Docs or live traffic updates in Maps. With generative AI, we're taking the next step. With a bold and responsible approach, we are reimagining all our core products. This naturally includes core Google Ads products, which leads us to the two focus areas of today's session. First, we'll run through the best practices for AI-powered search ads, along with some exciting product updates. Second, we'll go through how you can effectively deliver the right message to the right consumer at the right time with Performance Max. So the agenda for today has 4 points. First, a quick recap and some key resources to learn more, as we won't be able to cover everything in these 2 sessions. Then a run through of the setup flow of an AI-powered search campaign, followed by an introduction to Performance Max campaigns. And finally, we're gonna have a note on the important aspect of visual creatives and tools to help you reach even more customers. So are you ready for the content of today? I'm for sure ready to walk you through it. So let's get started. Now, the recap. Last time in the first session, we touched upon the very foundational aspect of aligning your business objectives with your marketing objectives. This is a crucial element in order to ensure your marketing investment works in order to support your business growth. Number 2, we went through the importance of having a solid measurement foundation in place. You can learn more about this in other sessions related to the startup school. And this is incredibly important in order to have a successful digital marketing strategy. So spend some time here on getting this right. And 3, we had a look at what great looks like by using a combination of broad match, smart bidding, and responsive search ads, which are AI-powered products coupled together within Google Search, along with a test, learn, and refine approach. So remember these 3 concepts from session 1, and do make sure to properly understand these concepts. I would like to also refer you to 2 key resources where you can learn more and organize the way you work with Google Ads. So the first resource I encourage you to explore is Google Skills Shop. These are learning modules where you'll go through a range of Google's products, and there is a specific path for Google Ads. Here you will learn everything there is to learn when you are just starting out, and you can get certifications. So remember to check that out. And secondly, I want to refer you to the Google Ads growth formula, which is an official framework that you can find, which is freely available, where you can organize your digital marketing strategy through Google Ads in an easy to understand framework, so you can ensure that you're taking the right steps at the right time. Now, moving into AI powered search ad campaigns and the specific setup of these. In session one, we went through some of the theory behind AI powered search and the benefits of that. Now, we will look a little bit more into the flow and the practical setup in Google Ads of these campaigns. Overall, there are 11 steps, as you see on this flow chart. These 11 steps has been updated. So this is the newest best practices from Google brought directly to you on how to create new campaigns, especially for if you're already running some campaigns today. If it's your first campaign ever, then you might see a slightly different flow. However, the user interface in Google Ads is very intuitive. It has gotten a lot of updates to make it as easy as possible to get started. But let's quickly run through these 11 steps, and then I'm sure you'll be able to test that out yourself and see how it works. First, we want to create a new campaign. Up in the top left corner, you'll find the create button and pick campaign. Step 2, select your campaign objective. On this view, you'll see all the different objectives that you might have for your campaign. And here it's important that you pick the one that's best aligned with your marketing objective and business objective. Three, select your conversion goal. So here you want to decide which goal fits to the desired actions you are trying to drive. Is it purchases? Is it phone call leads? Is it submitted lead forms? Or could it be something else? You can decide one or even several goals for a campaign. 4, select preferred campaign type. Now we're focusing on search, and that's what the flow we're walking through today. But as you see, there are several different campaign types that can all be very, very useful to you and your business in your growth and targeting of relevant audiences. A little bit later on, we'll touch upon Performance Max, which is also a super exciting campaign type. 5, need to select the ways you would like to reach your goal. So would you be interested in phone calls, store visits, app downloads, or website visits? And here there's a little note to make sure that you update the pre-filled campaign name before moving forward. And an additional note on that from me personally is have a think about how you name your campaigns in a way that it's easy for you to understand and remember, because you might just be making one campaign today, but in the future you might have many more campaigns, and then there needs to be a logic in the way you name this for to make it easy for you and others to understand what these campaigns are targeting or what they are focusing on or what they are themed around. 6, enter a bid. Based on what you want to focus on, you will be deciding what bidding strategy you want to use. In session 1, we covered that there are a few different bidding strategies available, where a lot of these are automated by today. So you can decide whether you want to focus on conversions or conversion value. This is an important step, and it's recommended that you make use of one of these bidding strategies that are based on smart bidding, which would be conversions or conversion value based bidding. Step 7, check the pre-filled campaign settings. So this might be different depending on whether you're making your very first campaign or it's an existing account where you are creating a new campaign. However, here you'll have different options that are important to fill out, such as which networks would you like to display on. One is Google search, but then you can have additional reach by serving on the Google search network or display network, which would be a range of partner sites. Then you need to determine what are the locations I'm interested in targeting, also quite important, and then languages for your ads. And the ones you're targeting. So is it only English, or would it be English and a different local language, or completely different aspects to that? And then you'll have more settings to pick from. For example, if you want to have ad rotation, and here it's recommended to have optimized ad rotation, which is an option that allows your ads to show the best performing ads and have those be preferred in the auction. You can decide whether you want start and end dates, or if you want to leave that out and have the campaign have no end date. You can schedule. You can have an ad schedule to determine when the ad should be running. You can have specific campaign URL options and options for dynamic search ad settings. Step 8, check the pre-filled keywords. So again, if you are going through the flow for the first time and the very first campaign, it might not be the case. However, there's this new feature where the first 25 keywords are pre-filled and prioritized based on volume. So have a look at these pre-filled keywords and determine whether they are aligned with your business, relevant business objectives and marketing objectives and audiences that you are trying to reach. Look through this. It's quite important. And also add some of the ones that might not be reflected. do spend some time here in order to have all the relevant keywords for your campaign. And remember that there is a optimization score, which is a metric that tells you how well set up your campaign is or your account is. At campaign level, it's now included in the setup flow if you are already an existing advertiser. So you'll see it on the right-hand side. And the optimization score and traffic estimates, they will actually update in real time as you change the keywords that you are including in your ad group. 9, check and edit pre-filled ads. So here are the headlines. Remember in session 1, we had a little exercise where you had to write some headlines and some descriptions. This is the step where in the ad creation flow where you will be adding these. And as you see, there will already be some examples. And then you can add more as they're relevant to your messaging. And then check and edit these pre-filled ads. So before we had the headlines, and now the descriptions. Run through this, make sure that the wording, the messaging is right. It's quite important. And then have a look at the ad strength as you are going through this. Also, we touched upon this in first session. Ad strength is a creative score that lets you know how well you have set up your responsive search ads or other types of ads in terms of creatives. And it goes from poor to excellent, and it can increase your clicks and conversions by 12%, reaching the excellent ad strength. So do always aim to have ad strength excellent, because that's gonna give you the best foundation to drive performance. Finally, 11, add more asset types to improve your ad performance. As we talked about in the first session, whether you show in a specific auction is determined by ad rank. One of the factors that influences ad rank is your assets and asset types that you have connected to your ads. The more asset types, the better. So as you see, there are a range of different ones you can be adding, such as promotions, prices, structured snippets, lead forms, call outs, location, apps. So whenever it's relevant to the query, some of these asset types might be included in your ads as they show to the potential customer. So make sure to have as many of these as possible that are relevant to your business, so that you improve your chances of showing in an auction. When you reach this point in the flow, there will be a recommended daily budget along with some weekly estimates. Estimates on either conversion value or amount of conversions, and then the average conversion value divided by cost, which would be your return on ad spend, and the weekly cost to be expected with this average daily budget. You can also decide to go ahead with a custom budget that is more in line with the budget that you have available as a business. I do recognize and acknowledge that if you're just starting out, and if you're an early stage startup, you might not have um, that many resources. So you will have to need to balance things out. But do take this recommended budget as a guiding tool, and do think about, okay, if it's too high, maybe go back to some of the previous steps and update your keywords and assets, and then see how this develops. Finally, step 13, review your campaign and publish. You will, when you've gone through the entire flow, there'll be a review page where you'll be able to see if there are any issues, uh, any recommendations that the system surfaces will be there, and you'll have an overview of the settings you've inputted. At this point, you'll also have an optimization score for the campaign up in the top right corner, and then some estimates as well, as you've seen throughout the flow. Once the campaigns are launched, unapplied recommendations will be available immediately in the recommendations page, and you can continuously consult this optimization score recommendation page for ways to optimize your campaign for best performance, depending on the goals you've set for your campaign. So now that was the entire flow for how you set up an AI powered search campaign with best practices in 2023. And now I would like to introduce you to two awesome product announcements that came just recently, that you can be excited for, coming to search very soon. The first one is the conversational experience in Google Ads. I'm super excited about this launch, which will be coming out. This is another way Google is helping you connect with your customers. And this new solution is powered by a large language model tuned specifically on ads data, making it easier than ever to easily generate effective keywords, headlines, description, images, and other assets. Be excited. This is coming out, and it's going to make it super easy for you to really get started and test even more campaigns related to your marketing and business objectives. And then later this year, we're planning to bring generative AI to automatically created assets. In addition to drawing on text from your landing page and other ads in your account, generative AI will make these assets even more relevant to your customer queries while staying true to your offerings. So, for example, as you see on the slide, if a consumer searches about dry, sensitive skin, your ad will be able to show AI-generated headlines to help you better match the customer's query. You can see how these new ones align more closely with the search. So I can't wait to see how these updates can help all of you drive better results in your search campaigns. Now, moving on to something truly important: delivering the right message to the right consumer at the right time. Because consumer journeys are now moving targets. Purchase decisions online are more complex, dynamic, and nuanced than ever. On one hand, consumers are tuning into real product detectives. We observe this research obsession as people explore and evaluate their options more than ever before. 61% of consumers are using 5 or more online sources before they buy, like search, watching an online video, going to maps. This is at an all-time high, even compared to the heights of COVID. And we're seeing searches that are more refined and specific. Consumers aren't just looking for apparel, they're searching for matching pajamas for couples, for example. For marketeers, this means that getting the right message in front of the right consumer at the right time is a constantly moving target. But this is also where Performance Max is here to help you out. Because these agile campaigns showing across all of Google's inventory allow you to your budget to follow demand and growth wherever they are across the channels and inventory, and that will deliver the most value to you as a business. While this may be a change from channel-specific approaches some marketing teams use, it's worth it based on the results, as you see. Because when Performance Max first came out a couple of years ago, you were seeing 13% more conversions at a similar cost per actions. Now we're seeing that those who are using Performance Max are experiencing 18% uplift compared to other campaign types. So whether your goal is selling online, driving requests for quotes, or trying to get more foot traffic to your storefront, Performance Max is a campaign type that can help your business. As you see, there is a range of goals that you can have in your Google Ads advertising, and all of these gathers under the umbrella of the Performance Max targeting options. And the goals that you're converting towards, Performance Max will optimize towards finding. So what is required to launch a Performance Max campaign? Well, there are 4 elements to it that you would need to have in place to get started. 1 is conversion tracking. 2 is text assets. 3 is image assets. And 4 is video assets. So where Performance Max is different from search is that search is mainly text-based assets we'll be talking about. And now we are bringing the more visual elements into our creatives, such as image assets and video assets. And this is what allows this campaign type to serve across all of Google's inventory and channels. With conversion tracking, you can use Google Ads conversion tracking or Google Analytics for conversion tracking. Both are supported, and this is probably already set up if you are running search ads. Otherwise, it's highly recommended to have this in place because, as we've touched upon, measurement is the key foundation in order to have a successful digital marketing strategy. Second, you want to provide text assets. This is in line and similar to what you are already familiar with in your responsive search ads. So provide some headlines, some descriptions, and make sure to go for excellent ad strength. Image assets. You want to make sure that you at least have one of each of these dimensions, including a logo. This allows you to serve properly across all the different channels that Google has to offer. So have a look at these image assets dimensions and make sure that you have a good variation of each resolution size. Finally, video assets. This is super cool because this allows you to have a campaign that will also be able to deliver your message when, for example, we're spending time on YouTube. And here it's important that you include both horizontal, vertical, and square video assets in order for you to, again, serve across the different formats and with either 10 seconds or longer in length. A note here is that if you don't have any video assets, you can still launch your Performance Max campaign, but Google will automatically create videos for you based on your text and image assets. So it is highly recommended that you upload your own video as it will best reflect your messaging. Then I just want to briefly show you the overview of starting with Performance Max and the related actions and tools to each stage. So here you see 4 stages to get the most out of Performance Max. So the first is that you want to plan. So plan for the right marketing budgets and assets. When it comes to budgets, you can use Performance Planner in order to get a good understanding of how much value you might gain from a certain budget. And then when the campaign is launched, obviously, just like the other campaign types for search, you can use optimization score recommendations in order to optimize your Performance Max campaign. And then there's a super exciting tool, the video creation tool, that I'll also touch a little bit upon in the next part, where you can, for free, create high performing videos to include in your marketing. Step 2, implement. Here you can use more advanced tools in order to manage, edit, and make changes at scale, such as Google Ads Editor or API and scripts. 3, optimize and measure. You are already familiar with this step, as it includes optimization score. Another one that I would like to just highlight is the experiments feature. It's also a feature you can use with search campaigns, but also with Performance Max, where you try to you might have, let's say, a campaign that you would like to test out held up against status quo, and this is something you can access directly through the Google Ads UI. Then 4, monitor. Stay up to date with most recent trends. So there will be an insights page in the Google Ads UI. Here you'll have a lot of cool insights surfaced regarding market, your performance, your competitors, and so on. So this is super cool, and I encourage you to look into this page often, as it can help you improve your marketing and bring more insights back to your full marketing team about your audiences and your performance and market. Then a final note on optimizing AI with high quality inputs. There are 5 elements in this new center of excellence that you should always be on top of as a digital marketeer focused on Google Ads. So 1 is budgeting. So allow for budget fluidity and adopt cross-channel bidding to maximize budget agility across channels in real time. Bidding. add conversion values and use value-based bidding to optimize to KPIs like profit and lifetime value, as we talked about in session 1. Audiences. Provide your data about previous purchases and use custom segments to provide insights into the search keywords, web URLs, and apps your customers typically engage with. Your knowledge of your customers and why they're valuable is vital to helping guide AI in the right direction. Creatives. Upload as many relevant, high-quality variations of text, image, and video assets as possible to enable Google AI to find the best performing combinations. And then insights. Leverage insights to identify new opportunities to improve performance. For example, audience insights show you which segments your conversions are coming from, which can give you ideas for new products to prioritize, asset types to test, and audiences to target in other marketing campaigns. Now, final part is the creative. Creative is becoming more important. Why I'm highlighting this part of the 5 pillars. Good creative is good for business. A study by Nielsen Catalina Solutions from 2017 found that creative is actually the number 1 return on investment driver across media. And this is even more so in digital, especially when the creative quality is strong. So we know it's important, but you might not have the budget for big, expensive creatives developed by agencies when you're a startup. Fortunately, Google offers a variety of tools to help you create awesome visual creatives for free. Expanding from search to PMax and other formats requires a variety of creative assets. As we talked about before, Performance Max campaigns requires images and videos as well. Actually, directly in Google Ads, you can find our video generation technology. It can help you repackage your static images, text, and App Store listing assets from your existing campaigns or website into new vertical, horizontal, and square video ads. So as you see on the slide, you can make some pretty engaging creatives that will be able to drive performance in all the different aspect ratios that you will need in these campaign types. And a placement to note that I quickly wanted to highlight today is YouTube Shorts that has grown rapidly. Today, with more than 50 billion daily views globally, you can reach consumers at scale. And you want to optimize your assets to be able to enter, for example, YouTube Shorts as well, which Performance Max will be able to do. And by adapting your existing videos, you can help improve campaign performance by having these variety of orientations. In fact, advertisers that include at least one video of each orientation, meaning horizontal, vertical, and square, to their Performance Max campaigns, deliver 20% more conversions in YouTube compared to horizontal videos alone. And now it's easier to turn your existing horizontal videos into vertical and square formats with our new Flip video solutions. So retailers in particular can see immediate benefits from rich, immersive visual content. We know that offers with more than one image see a 76% average increase in impressions and a 32% increase in clicks, making this a really valuable capability for retailers. But getting brand ready image content is expensive and time consuming. Now you can enhance and create high quality product images for free with AI powered Product Studio. It's part of our ongoing efforts to make it easier than ever for retailers to showcase their products. Product Studio's AI powered tools help you create a variety of product images that you can use across your marketing channels and Google platforms such as Search, Maps, and YouTube. Your images will be more appealing with higher resolution and generated scenes. With various backgrounds options, your images become more relevant for a variety of ad placements and customers. This final update, which is incredibly exciting, I want to introduce you to today, is a revamped asset creation flow. So the vision of Google of bringing creativity to life via Google AI is becoming even more of a reality. With the revamped asset creation flow in Performance Max, you can create and curate best-in-class assets easier than ever. Now, from directly within the Performance Max campaign creation flow, you'll be able to use generative AI and multiply your creativity to help you create new and original assets. And while Google is here to help you, you're in control of your creative. You can revise or remove suggested assets, and you can also direct AI to create more options based on your vision. This is super exciting, and I can't wait to see this in the Google Ads UI being rolled out soon, and you can use it in order to make it very easy for you to have nice and engaging creatives. So that was the second part of Google Ads sessions. I hope that you have enjoyed and learned something during both this first and second session. I do encourage you to leave your feedback because we always want to improve in these upskilling sessions, and let us know what are the key challenges that you're facing in your startup journey when it comes to fine-tuning or getting started on your digital advertising aspect. So feel free to discuss in the chat what you've learned today, ask any additional questions you might have, and also feel free to connect if you have any further questions in the future. I wish you the very best of luck on your founding journey. I know that it's going to be very giving. You will be learning a lot, and I'm excited to see you all succeed. All right. Thank you very much for your time, and take care.